Hello, and welcome back to What You Missed, the series where we talk about Easter eggs and hidden details you missed in your favorite Disney attractions. Whether you love it or hate it, there's no denying that Haunted Mansion Holiday is popular. How could it not be? It's the meaning of two of Disney's best and spookiest stories, and it only comes around once a year. With that limited time frame, there might not be enough time for you to notice all of the hidden details that exist within it. So, why not try to talk about them, along with some little trivia that you might not know about. These secrets will all be exclusive to the overlay, so they'll be ones you can't find in the mansion year-round. Besides, we already talked about those. Most of these will apply to the Disneyland version, and I'll be sure to clarify any exceptions. Also, a lot of this footage was captured by me on my trip back in September, which makes it a first for this channel. Alright, I've wasted enough of your time. Let's dive right into it. During the overlay, the stretching portraits are replaced with stained glass. When the room begins to stretch, the glass breaks, revealing images of the characters from the film. This is for technical reasons. Replacing the stretching portraits is a huge pain in the ass under normal circumstances, so doing that year after year would be an even bigger one. So these are just tacked over them. The real ones are just right underneath it. However, there aren't just 4 stretching portraits, there are 5. Both stretching rooms have 3 identical portraits, and 1 unique one. As soon as you exit the stretching room, your eyes will be drawn to the changing portraits, and for good reason. They're unique to this overlay and even have some fun effects on them. But before you stare at those, turn towards the very first window in the hallway. Standing there are the band from the film that plays in Halloween Town. The ones that gave us this immortal line.
Nice work, Bone Daddy.
It's really well hidden, especially since, to my knowledge, there usually isn't anything in those windows, which makes them easy to miss. So if the loading zone is backed up like it always is, try to see if you can find them. In the film, Dr. Finkelstein creates a bunch of skeleton reindeer to carry Jack's sleigh. Did you know you can find them throughout the attraction? One of them is in the ballroom, flying around the ceiling, right next to Pickwick on the chandelier. Another one is in the graveyard, having a tug-of-war with the Hellhound for a string of Christmas lights. And 2 more are there, one holding a tea tray for the pair drinking, and the other flying in the background with the cycling ghost. Haunted Mansion Holiday continues the proud mansion tradition of repeated sightings of specific characters, like the Raven or the prisoner hitchhiking ghost. Did you know that the attraction has gone through a few different soundtracks? When the overlay first opened in 2001, it had an original score by Gordon Goodwin, with some minor samplings of Grim Grinning Ghosts and popular carols. However, for unknown reasons, the score was replaced in 2002, which has remained to this day. The new score consists of leitmotifs and music cues from Danny Elfman's songs from the film, and it was arranged by John Debney. If that name sounds familiar to fans, it's because this wasn't his first rodeo with the mansion. He composed Phantom Manor's score a decade prior. And speaking of Phantom Manor, the music box you hear in the queue, it was originally made for that attraction. The seance room is given a few new changes during the overlay. Not only does Madame Leota get a new set of incantations, but she's got 2 new beings accompanying her. The scary Teddy from the film can be seen throughout the attraction, basically taking the place of the Raven, and the other is a creepy little nutcracker guy. He sits in front of the table, which might not be noticeable on its own, but if you pay close attention, the nutcracker actually moves its jaw along with Madame Leota's incantations, as if her powers are making it talk too. Every few seasons, the crew behind Haunted Mansion Holiday try to find new ways to shake things up a bit, to give guests something new to find that wasn't there before. In its second year, they started hiding little monkey figures in a few key scenes. 2 of them could be found in the ballroom, twirling next to the Christmas tree near the ballroom dancers. And another could be found in the attic, dressed like a bride with a beating heart. The crew liked them so much that they just kept using them. However, on my most recent trip, I wasn't able to find them, so they might have been retired. But hopefully they'll turn up again in the future. You probably already know about the existing hidden Mickeys in the attraction, and they're all still represented in Haunted Mansion Holiday. But did you know that the overlay adds another one? In the ballroom, Jack's parked his sleigh where the crashed hearse usually is. There are presents and snow lying all around. And one of those piles of snows is shaped like a hidden Mickey. Its place shifts around year to year, so be sure to keep your eyes peeled for it. And speaking of the ballroom, on the little balcony overlooking the ballroom dancers, there's a little archway usually covered by drapes. However, they open those up during the overlay, and we find out what's back there. The library. Some of those priceless first editions are arranged to look like a Christmas tree. So it turns out there actually is a library at the Anaheim Mansion, which means Amicus has a home there after all. If that sentence made no sense, check out this video. Haunted Mansion Holiday Nightmare, Tokyo Disneyland's version of Haunted Mansion Holiday, is overall identical to the Disneyland incarnation. There are new scenes, as the Tokyo Mansion is laid out differently than the Disneyland one. For reference, it's more similar to the mansion at the Magic Kingdom. However, there are a few additions that are unique to this version. In the Seance Circle, there's a window with lock, shock, and barrel right behind Madame Leota. Instead of the library, the curtain is drawn above the balcony, and there are silhouettes of Jack and Sally giving presents to each other. And lock, shock, and barrel are in the exit crypt, in the spot where Oogie Boogie is out at Disneyland, and where the hitchhiking ghosts are for the rest of the year. It's odd how there are very specific differences with this incarnation of the overlay, but I guess those differences are half the fun. And those were just a few things you missed on Haunted Mansion Holiday. Are there any that I didn't mention? What should we cover next? Well, let us know down in the comments. This is also my last video of the year, the last video of 2022. Thank you all so much for making it worth it. I'll be taking the next few weeks off to refresh, but then we'll be back really soon. But that's all the time we've got for today. Thank you so much for watching as always, and I will talk to you guys soon. Take care.